Should be live. Okay. Sorry about that. Hang on. Where do I get the stream URL? One moment, please. We may get some double audio here for a hot moment. Motion Racing Academy, please. Server Dose. That is you. Okay. Should be live very shortly here. Nope, nope. That's the old one. That's the old one. I want live right now. The old one. I want live right now. Got it. Okay, posting over on the Discord. Discordia. Server 2 chat. Stream resumed. And is there a... Probably should have looked at this earlier. Is there a channel with the stream listed? ERA broadcast. There we are. There we go. Pop it there. Okay, we should be good to go. Should be good to focus back on the race. We've been enjoying some Oral Ja action. Can I get... Thank you. My race control back. All right. So quick rundown here as we are back and moving. And I'm pulling up the... Pulling it up over on my laptop right now. So I can see what's going on. Thank you. Things look very blurry. Is it just my settings? That's just my settings. Thank you. Okay. We are back. I see 2 people viewing. Hopefully we get more people. We haven't actually had a look at Ulrich de Jager like all day, as he is currently running in 13th place on the tail of David Slater. De Jager has had a pit stop. I think that's why we haven't really seen him in the action. Is he's got a pit stop made already, and as a result, he's kind of just making the best time he can. Essentially, like he's gonna pop up a long way when all the pit stops are done. He is the second highest ranked driver with a pit stop done behind Adrian Marud and Robert Volt. And he's not super behind the race leader, only about 1 minute and 10 seconds. About 70 seconds behind the race leader. I've lost any pit stop times, okay. But they appear to be over 1 minute, so yeah. He's gonna be in the mix. So to quickly recap, Oral Ja leads the way still from Miles Stone in the Nissan, who is 11 seconds behind him. John Spriggs is in 3rd place. Matt Gale was overtaken while I was gone and is now behind the championship leader. Jeffrey Bacher is in 5th, but has yet to pit. Yet to pick is Ron Morley. He is in 6th. Matthias Wiedemann, Nathan Gray, same, as well as Adam Stewart. Then you have the leader of the pit stoppers, Robert Volt, who has 1 more pit stop to do. Runs in 10th place, like we were talking about with de Jager. 2nd place of the pit stoppers. Has made the overtake of Slater. Marud has also made a pit stop. Then it's Joubert. Cahill, who has made a pit stop. Andreas Hansen. Richard Oakes, right on his tail. Oakes has made a pit stop, so Hansen probably should not waste time defending against him. But of course, he's probably going to just try and drive as fast as he can. Which, by the way, is the best type of defense. Just like taking your line and being, you know, being on the racing line is often the best option, especially in the wet. Chris Dancer has made a pit stop. He is in 18th. Matthew East has yet to make a pit stop and is in 19th, ahead of L. Perry. And that is your top 20. Nathan Gray, currently in the pit lane. So we'll follow Richard Oakes versus Andreas Hansen for a bit. This is a battle now for 15th place, as they have overtaken, he's in the pits, Nathan Gray. Oakes has made a pit stop and is coming into play after that early pit stop. So some of the undercutters are starting to shake out a little bit as more of contenders than we probably thought, looking specifically at Oakes and De Jager as examples of that. Has anyone made both pit stops? Yes, Professional Hater is good to go to the end. So Hater is the leader of those who have served all their pit stops. That being said, I'm not really sure he's going to factor into here. He had the drive-through and he's had a couple of incidents, so we'll see. We'll see. The rain is clearing up in about 5 minutes, so that's also not going to work for him, because unless he really preempted the stopping of the rain, he is out there probably on wet tires still, and probably a setup that is acclimatized to the wet, as opposed to the potential dryness that we are going to have here. Really any other battles going on right now. Bearded X Badass and Dennis Hook are having a little bit of a fight. Interesting to see that Hook has fallen down so far on the pit stoppers. So if we ignore those who have yet to make a single pit stop, the standings are as follows.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
Robert Volt, Ulrich De Jager, Adrian Maru's third, fourth for Cahill, fifth for Richard Oakes, who's trying to make this move on Andreas Hansen, and I think will succeed. Sixth is Chris Dancer, seventh is L. Perry, eighth might be Kramrich? Yeah, eighth is Kramrich, wow. Quesadillas Knight and Bearded X Badass 10th. Hook is down to 11th. Then Brandon Harvey, Aaron Shergill, Dominic Edmonds, and D. Hines, Sean Young, and Samuel Jardine, Philip Sully. Oral Ja pitting for first place. Now the question at this point is, do you go dry tires or do you stick with the wets? And we're of course in a weird spot here because the rain is coming back. In about 15 minutes time, there is some sprinkles slated to happen. So that could also complicate matters as well. Ron Morley also in the pit lane. The lead has now been handed over to Miles Stone. But even a win is not good enough for him if John Spriggs is on his tail. Spriggs, as it stands, would be the silver champion. Matthias Wiedemann, as it stands, would be the iron champion. And, of course, Dennis Hook, already the champion of the bronze. It would be a clean BMW sweep. And Stone is really the only guy standing in the way of that. But right now, it's not good enough. And it's not a matter of what he has to do. It's a matter of what somebody else can do to help him out, because John Spriggs has to be beaten by some other silvers. He needed Matt Gale or someone to hang on against him. He needs Ulrich De Jager to end up in this fight between the two of them. And right now, I think De Jager probably has them both beat. Probably. They're less than a minute up the road from him. I think that's just Ron Morley rejoining. Lost out to Perry and to East. L. Perry lining up for an overtake on Matthew East. East has not made a pit stop yet. Still on his initial set of tires. Samuel Jardine has officially joined the ranks of those who no longer need to pit. Well, it obviously depends. If I was in a really good spot in this race, I'd probably play it passive? Cautious. That's the word I'm looking for. But if I'm in a bad spot, I might gamble on the dry tires at some point here. This track is damp. Damp is drivable with dry tires. Now that only works if you're in a position like Matthew East where you've not yet made a pit stop. You come in, you take the dries, and then you save that extra pit stop for a possible change back to wets. Matthias Wiedemann in the pit lane, as well as Robert Volt making his second stop. Jeffrey Bacher also in. Okay, Diaz coming up onto Felix Kramrich for 20th place on track. Both have made one pit stop, and as a result are a little bit higher up in the pecking order. Stop-go penalty for Philip Sully. That'd be probably for a minor infraction as far as speeding in the pit lane is concerned. Normally that would be a stop-go 30 if he's gone very fast. A couple of cars in the pits, including Matthew East. And I'm pretty sure I saw one of the Wise Racing BMWs come in. In fact, I did. John Spriggs is in the pit lane. That's a big deal. Oral Jha has come out in a bad spot after being pretty dominant in the early section of the race. His first pit stop has put him behind Ulrich de Jager and Adrian Marud. I'm more referencing the Marud as an issue. De Jager is kind of, I think, picking up spots on a lot of people. Be interested to know if anybody is gambling on the dry tires. We'll see if anybody starts absolutely wrecking the best lap. That'll be our dead giveaway, I guess. I don't believe the ACC Race Control has a option to track the tires of a car. Although that'd be very, very handy in, like, particularly in endurance style races. That is Dominic Edmonds rejoining. Joubert and Slater in the pits. I think I've been referring to the Griffins as Ferrari drivers, but they are not. They are McLaren drivers. My apologies to Ulrich de Jager and Lucas Joubert. Joubert coming out of the pits right ahead of Felix Kramrich. Slide out ahead of him. That is making Joubert a nice threat, though. Both of the Griffin cars have pulled off a bit of a coup here. They are mixing it up for class podiums at the very least with their excellent pit stop strategies. Beardeck's badass also in the mix here. And Idris Cahill on the tail of John Spriggs, but forgive me for saying this, I suspect Spriggs, whose fastest lap is about a full second above Cahill's, might be able to just kind of drive away from him. De Jager's taking his last pit stop. So along with Robert Volt, that'll give us an idea of where they are. in the festivities. Milestone needs to be making good laps right now, and he's doing an okay job. But I don't have a reference for what Spriggs is doing because his last lap was a pit stop lap over 3 minutes. So I need the end of this lap. He is probably praying for Idris Cahill to get a little bit messy with the possible silver champion, though. Cahill can be messy, but he's also been quite fast today. Jaeger has rejoined with Joubert. So about a pit stop ahead of his teammate. Aaron Shergill and Robert Volt both making a move there on Matthias Wiedemann. Wiedemann trying to secure his Iron Championship. Really sure where he ranks right now. He is off the podium. Because at the very least, Morley, Kramrich, and Joubert are ahead of him. And he's ahead of Sean Young, though. But he is ahead of Brandon Harvey, so any concerns are kind of a moot point. Or a moot point, I should say. For Wiedemann right now. Because Brandon Harvey is not really... has not really delivered the performance that he was going to need. Maroud's in for his last pit stop. Adam Stewart's in for his first. Time check. Milestone, 52 flat. Spriggs is running 52 sixes. So, right now, Milestone is making progress. It's about a pit stop ahead, so if he were to pit now, he would probably come out ahead. That track is looking very dry. It's saying damp, but it's looking dry, and Aaron Shergill is going to roll the dice on a second pit stop. Shergill is a championship hopeful, but early problems have left him kind of not really a factor. And he's got to do something crazy, I guess, in a nutshell. Because we have 15 minutes, the rain will stop. So we're going to get a drizzle for maybe 10 minutes. And a lot of people are in knowing this now. Richard Oakes is in. L. Perry is in. Felix Kramrich is in. Andreas Hansen's in. Shergill's in. Harvey's in. Some dices may be being rolled right now. Dominic Edmonds, Philip Sully, and Pat Fortune's DQ are all in the pits. Matt Gale in the pits. So we may see the dice getting rolled here. We may see the dice getting rolled here that this is probably going to finish as a dry race. It's just a matter of getting the water that is on the track off and dealing with a relatively light spat of rain that we have coming up at 5 minutes. I think the guys who have used up their pit stops, unless they have already gone onto dry tires, may have made a mistake. I'm looking at L. Perry, Richard Oakes, Adrian Maroud, Robert Volt, and Ulrich de Jaeger. We'll see how it pans out. But this is the annoying thing, is I do not have the technology to see who is on dry tires. So maybe they really got it right. I don't know. But I'm looking at Robert Volt's lap times, and I kind of doubt it. As he battles with Adam Stewart, a guy who he was battling with for a championship last season. And this season, Stewart's just kind of been nowhere. Kind of, I guess, the proof that the success of the BMWs... Oh, Dominic Edmonds is out of the race. Dominic, why have you decided to quit here today on a day when things could get really interesting? Because, like, with the dry track coming out here at the end, a switch onto dry tires would have been a big thing for you. So what? Why are you running away from this opportunity? Robert Volt looking to make a move on Adam Stewart. He really needs to. Joubert is in for his last pit stop. L. Perry looking to make a move on Andreas Hansen. Hansen has one pit stop still to go and is carrying some significant damage there. Crashed the car bad. Not an excuse, sir. I drove a car for almost a full hour with a non-functioning diffuser. It was not pleasant. It was not fun. You know how most cars in GT can like usually do blanchiment in more or less full throttle? Maybe a little lip, but more or less full throttle? I could not. The back end would come around on me just trying to go through it at speed. And I soldiered on. I demanded perfection. Adam Stewart's still holding on against Robert Volt. Volt is in second place of the cars that have dealt with their pit stops. Miles Stone, the leader, is still not pitted. He's a minute 11 up. He's got about a pit stop. Where's Spriggs? He could pit and come out ahead of Spriggs right now. Oh no, 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 no. I've cursed it. I've cursed it. I've cursed it. The spin is in. And maybe I have significantly harmed the hopes of the championship actually going somewhere else. What is the gap now, Spriggs? Where are you? Minute 9. Yeah, Spriggs would probably come out ahead at this point. All right. So it is Stone from Gale and 1-2 for Nissan at the moment. By the way, actually, interesting note here. Spriggs is behind both Gale and Oral Ja, who have pitted, so maybe there's hope yet. Cahill in 5th, Bacher, Stancer, and then Quesadillas, Morley, and DeJager. DeJager is the only one of those guys that has no pit stops left. Miles Stone, the race leader, has 2 pit stops to make. And Adam Stewart, in fact, did lose out to Robert Volt. Apologies for missing that on stream. Ron Morley under pressure from Ulrich DeJager for 9th place. Again, not really somebody he's battling. This is an iron versus a silver driver, for one thing. But more importantly, this is a battle between a guy who has pitted twice and a guy who has pitted once. So essentially, DeJager is a full pit stop ahead of Morley, who's going to hit the pit lane. Somebody else is in the pits as well. I think that was Cahill. Interesting. Both Cahill and his teammate are in. I'm blanking on who his teammate is off the top of my head. It'd be the other guy in the pits. It is Pat Fortune, who is disqualified. So as it stands, Stone would almost certainly come out behind Matt Gale. Probably behind Oral Ja and John Spriggs as well, if he pits. What is the lap time going to be here? And he's got DeJager right behind him, who is lapped, but being that he has done two pit stops to Stone's 0, I don't think he sees this as a blue flag situation. Just call me crazy, but I don't think it seems like a blue flag situation to the McLaren driver right now. And if I'm Stone, I'm getting in the pits. I assume he's trying to take these wet weather tires through the rain. But my guy, you got 2 pit stops. You can, if you feel uncomfortable with the wets right now, actually, this would be ideal. Go in now, get the dries. That will give you an idea of the pressures you need for the final stint. Do the quick stint, get through the wet, get onto the corrected tires, and bring it to the end. That is my thought. And he is in the pits. We'll see if he does my suggestion. Oral Ja. Certainly in for a class win here today. 17 seconds ahead of Jeffrey Bacher, who's having a phenomenal day after a season that has not been great. Robert Volt is still the monkey wrench in the system here. What is the gap? Only about a minute. Okay. I think Volt is effectively the leader, because we still need a pit stop from John. I think Volt will beat him out, but we'll see. We'll see. It's close right now. What are the lap? Okay, Volt is going much faster. Okay, if I'm Oral Shah, I'm planning out that last pit stop pretty damn soon, because right now you're losing ground to the cars that matter to you. And Adrian Marud making an overtake here on Matthias Wiedemann for 10th place. Wiedemann still has a pit stop to make. But yeah, Volt and Marud. Okay, not so much Marud. It's really just Volt are making up a lot of crap as Marud goes off the track. A little bit of Caster's Curse and drops down a couple of spots as a result. Bearded X Badass is in for his last pit stop. Stone has come out in the lead. Really? No, he hasn't. Just saying. He's come out in 4th place. He needs to bust it out here. He needs to clear our Oral Shah really quickly. And he needs to belt out his best laps of this race. He needs to start putting out 51s right now, because John Spriggs is doing 51.9s right now. Gale's a little bit into the 52s. But yeah, we need something fast here from Milestone if he's going to make this work. He's only about 10 seconds behind, so I mean it's not doomsday. But I don't think hanging on to those tires as long as he did was a good idea. Really don't. He's got his turn signal on? Mr. Milestone, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you have a turn signal on. Aaron Shergill, championship contender, but I don't know. I guess he's done both his pit stops, but the fact that he's behind the likes of Perry, Quesadillas, De Jager, Oaks, I don't think this is really on the table for him. I think this is down to really Stone versus Spriggs. Cedric Muir has been a non-factor today. Aaron Shergill's been a non-factor today. They entered with really slim hopes of a championship to begin with, and they are not in a position right now that would suggest that they can do anything regarding this. So who still has to pit? We have the top 6 still to pit: Adam Stewart, Matthias Wiedemann, David Slater, Sean Young, Dennis Hook, which is interesting. Hook's race is gone. Hook's race has gone really badly. Nathan Gray also needs a pit, as well as there may be a problem for Philip Sully, or he... Oh, no, he's coming in for his last pit stop. Okay. So he's just in for his last stop. Ulrich de Jager in. This could be a problem for him, because this is a 3rd pit stop. This is not needed. And I was under the impression that he was probably on dry tires already. So, is he going back to wets? Is he now just realizing that the dry tires are the play? I don't know. This could be a problem. Rude is back up on the tail of Wiedemann. Again, not really a fight. They're in different classes for one thing, and also Wiedemann still has to pit. Whereas Adrian Marud is good to go to the end, as far as the legality is concerned. Now, is he good to go to the end in terms of fuel, in terms of the right tires? There are other things on the table, but from a legal standpoint, he is good to go. By the way, a couple of fastest laps coming in. Fastest lap of the race: John Spriggs, 150.077. Also personal best for Matt Gale and Jeffrey Bacher, and Ron Morley, and Aaron Shergill, and Brandon Harvey, and I was going to say Dominic Edmonds, but we know he is out of the race, so... There you go. So Milestone did get past Oral Shaw. We missed that. And Richard Oakes has cleared Matthias Wiedemann. Aaron Shergill up on the tail of Ron Morley. Looking to make the move. Sean Young in the pits for his final pit stop. El Perry also in the pits, which I thought he was already on his final pit stop. Chris Stancer's in for his final pit stop. You know, for as bad as the race started for Stancer, he dropped like a stone from the front row. He's in for a pretty solid result, actually, all things considered. Well, maybe not. He's behind Jaw, Bacher, Volt. Well, Jaw's got to pit again, but like he is behind Robert Volt. He is behind Idris Cahill. He is behind Adrian Marood. So that's like fourth place of the guys who have handled their pit stop requirements. Back to Morley versus Shergill. Battle for what is on track 16th place. Probably, once all the pit stops are sorted out, will be a little bit higher than that. But right now, not enough for Aaron Shergill. He needs more. He needs additional speed. By the way, John Spriggs just went 49.775, fastest lap of the race for John Spriggs. That championship is looking closer and closer to a reality. And it's looking like he will have. He'll do it in style. So actually, I tried to race again. My game froze. I ran into somebody while I was out of control, and it might have been Perry. I feel like shit for him. Oh boy. Well, game freezes happen. That's just the unfortunate nature of the beast. Like there's not much that can be done about it. Marood appears to have gone off the track and lost out to Cahill and Oakes. Cahill in the pits again. Interesting. He doesn't need to be in. So I'm a little bit puzzled. Marood versus Oakes is on. Shergill versus Morley is on. And Bearded X Badass is putting a little bit of pressure as well on Brandon Harvey. So that's not good news for Cahill. He was having a phenomenal day, and he's going to have to make a third pit stop for reasons I don't know, possibly a tire issue. Like I said, with this track becoming progressively drier, anybody who was planning on a full wet race and had stayed on the wets is in trouble right now. I'll tell you one person who's definitely not on those wets is John Spriggs. He's ripping it up. 48.965. A couple other people breaking into the 149s. Milestone 49.185 and Oral Shaw 49.96. 49.77 for DeJager, 49.515 for Morley, 49.262 for Aaron Shergill, and just outside of that, 150.09 for Brandon Harvey. Bearded X Badass also did a 49.777, but it was illegal, so I don't know how legitimate that is. Let's see, who do I think might still be on wets? Just kind of looking through the field here. Matthias Wiedemann might still be on wets. His lap times are not very good right now. And if that is the case, Matthias, you may want to pit. In fact, anybody who still has a pit stop to make. What are we doing here, guys? There's 17 and a half minutes of the race. Get on your tires to the end. Unless you're John Spriggs, you're absolutely ripping it up right now. Don't do anything different. Matt Gale pits for the lead. Richard Oakes, fastest lap, 48.705. So the fast laps are coming in hot and heavy right now. Anyone on wet tires, you need to get your ass into the pits. Get that pit stop done. I don't even care if it's a third pit stop at this point. If it's a third pit stop, you fucked up. And we need to see you fix that. Miles Stone, fastest lap, 48.545. It is just tumbling. Right now, right this second, as Shergill does make the overtake on Ron Morley. Sean Young up on the tail of David Slater. Ferrari v Porsche for 21st place. Did not like driving the way. Well, you are a Mustang. The history of Mustangs in wet weather is not good. Speaking as someone who grew up learning about cars from the Mustang, new fastest lap Richard Oakes 48.355. Oakes is flying right now. The rust bucket has been deployed. Sean Young getting a little bit out of shape there. Let's check. Oh, new fastest lap, 47.905. Ulrich de Jager. If he hadn't had to make that third pit stop, I wonder just how up the order he could be. Right now, he's looking like a top 10 car, though. Let's see here. Problem is he's lapped, so it's hard to figure out where he is in relation to the cars that still need to pit. I'm looking at Adam. He almost certainly has to be passing Matthias Wiedemann and Adam Stewart, though. Almost certainly. They were kind of nowhere before the pit stops kicked off, and I think they're only where they are because they have clung to their second set of tires. But de Jager is ripping it up right now. Idris Cahill up on the tail of Brandon Harvey. Battle of the Stunt Possum Racing Team and the Wise Racing Team, two of the main BMW factions. And Cahill goes through. Idris Cahill having an interesting day. He's had to make 3 pit stops. It's derailed what probably was a really good result. Alright, we got a bit of a lull right now. Let me do some championship calculations, if you please. John Spriggs right now is the champion for the silver category. He leads Milestone, and basically if he beats Milestone, there's nothing really to talk about otherwise. Aaron Shergill and Cedric Muir are basically non-factors at this moment. In the Iron Championship, Wiedemann is in second, is leading, but it's not a proper lead because he still has to make another pit stop. Harvey finds himself in 4th place. That would not be good enough. So the BMW sweep is in right now. And I guess we'll check out the bronze battle for 2nd place right now between Marud, Hayter, Volt, and Ja. Oral Ja is leading. So that would be a win for him. Robert Volt is currently in 3rd place in the class. Hayter is a non-factor. He's just not in it today. Might not even be running. I don't see him on the timesheet. And then Adrian Marood, 1, 2, 3, 4, is currently 5th place. So it would be Volt and Jaw even on points, even on wins, and Jaw would get it because of a 2nd place he took at Red Bull Ring. Now, there is also a fastest lap point to be considered, but I'm not sure who has it. Just looking at the best laps real quick here. Jaw 48, 6, 48, 1. Volt. Oh, it looks like Volt has it. So Robert Volt with the fastest lap would be 2nd place, as Wiedemann and Nathan Gray make their final pit stops. So the top 4 still have to pit once, as does Adam Stewart. I think that is it, yes. So 5 cars remaining in the need to pit department. 4 of them are big factors in this race. One of them, Adam Stewart, I'm afraid to say, really is not. Though he is running around in 7th place and doing respectable laps. I'll say that. By the way, Ron Morley, Iron Driver Ron Morley has got the fastest lap of the race, 47.53. That is insane. Matthias Wiedemann picking up a stop-go penalty for 30 seconds. I don't think it really matters championship-wise. Brandon Harvey needs to do a lot of work if he's going to pry that title away from Matthias Wiedemann. Right now, he's 3rd in class. That's not good enough. He basically had to win. And he's right now battling with Felix Kramerich and Dennis Hook, as well as Idris Cahill. So, good little 4-way fight here between some German cars. Mostly BMWs. But Cahill or Kramerich is in Porsche. Hayter is still running, but he's in 30th place, so yeah. Professional Hayter is not a factor as far as that 2nd place battle for bronze. Looks like he's going to end up in 5th place. Adam Stewart's in the pits. So 4 to go. That is Spriggs, Stone, Bacher. That's it, actually. Looks like, I think Oral Shaw must have pitted. Yes, he did. Oral Shaw has been into the pits. Ulrich de Jaeger, new fastest lap owner, 46.385. It is tumbling down out there as we are racking up the speed. Brandon Harvey making a move on Idris Cahill. He's trying. He's trying. But right now, the fact that Ron Morley is in the lead kind of cramps him up. But he does overtake Wiedemann there, who serves the stop-go penalty. And moves down to probably 4th place in class. Sean Young, I think, is a little too far behind. Maybe not. Sean Young might overtake him as well. Might drop to 5th. So hang on. Let me reconfigure my Iron Championship calculations right this second. So Wiedemann right now is 5th. Harvey is in 2nd. Nope. Still working out 5 points to the good for Wiedemann. Harvey needs more. He needs more. Robert Volt. Well, really what he needs Wiedemann to drop. There's just not enough of a gap between him. He needs Wiedemann to drop out of the top 5. And right now, Wiedemann is still hanging on to 5th place in category. Even if he does hunt down Ron Morley, talking about Brandon Harvey, and overtakes him, it won't be enough. So Adam Stewart has rejoined in 11th place, so this super overcut has worked out for him. He's in the mix. And battling with Aaron Shergill, who is one of the earliest pit stoppers. Ulrich de Jager up on the tail of Chris Stancer. Time running down here. Still a couple pit stops to go. What's the gap between Stone and Spriggs? About 9 seconds. And Spriggs was notably faster last lap by about a second. Shergill makes a nifty little overtake around the outside of turn 10. Nice work. Ulrich de Jager putting the pressure on Stancer. It's Sully up ahead of him. He's lapped. And the car behind is also lapped, I do believe. That's L. Perry in the Stealth Bomber and Wiedemann duking it out. Into turn 1, prime overtaking spot for de Jager. And the McLarens will swap spots. 9th place for the fastest man on circuit right now. Pardon me, I said fastest man on circuit. I didn't realize that L. Perry just set the fastest lap at a 46.162. The fastest lap is going all over the place right now. L. Perry is on a rocket ship. Cahill battling with Hook and Kramrich. Harvey's pulling away from them, kind of leaving them for dead. I gotta respect it. So standings by class for a moment here as Bacher... No, Bacher's not pitting. Spriggs from Stone, Gale, Oaks, and de Jager in the silver category, but the top 2 have to pit. In the bronze category, it is Bacher leading, but he has to pit from Jaw, Volt, Marud, and Stancer. And in the iron category, it is Morley, Harvey, Kramrich, Young, and Wiedemann. And to affect Wiedemann's championship hopes, basically we're praying for like Nathan Gray, or Andres Hansen, or Lucas Joubert to get mixed in there. I thought Joubert would be a factor, but I think he made a 3rd pit stop. I cannot tell because, of course, I got disconnected earlier, so unfortunately I've lost the race data from race control, so I could not tell you how many pit stops people have done, but I do believe that was the case. Samuel Jardine picking up a drive-through penalty. His day has been weird. For a while there, it looked like Jardine was going to be a factor, and it has not worked out that way. As he hops in to serve a drive-through penalty, while Philip Sully is in for a stop-go penalty. Philip Sully having some problems. He had a stop-go earlier, I think, as well. So, yeah, he's not a happy camper. I imagine he has some kind of issue with his pit lane speed limiter. Stone did go faster that lap by a 10th than Spriggs, but, gentlemen, you both need a pit stop still. Same with Bacher. You know, actually, in all of this chaos, Matt Gale might actually be the race leader. He does not have to pit. And what are the pit stop times right now happening here? All right, people are getting it done in about 40 seconds, so we'll call 40 seconds our magical number. And Gale's 41 seconds off the lead. How's he doing in terms of pace? Comparable, but a little bit slower, so maybe not. Spriggs is in. Spriggs and Stone are in. Here we go. Is Bacher going to continue? Let's see if Bacher pits. Guys, you got 2.5 minutes left. you do need to pit. you do need to pit. All right. Spriggs is off. Heading down. Can I get a map, please? Where is Matt Gale? Where is the 508? It is on the start-finish straight. Here comes Gale. Spriggs is... Oh, that is close. That is close. Oh, he tried. He tried really, really hard. But John Spriggs has gotten out the leader, and that will be the championship. Matt Gale needed to do something drastic there for the Nissan bid, and it has not happened. It was close. I knew it was going to be close. Knew it was going to be damn close. Okay, so let me quickly calculate the silver championship. Spriggs, Stone drops to third. Matt Gale to second. Then it is Richard Oakes, 12 points. 10 points for DeJager. 8 points for Shergill. 6 points for Slater, who's kind of just been nowhere. El Perry will get 4. And then 2 for Casadillas. Is there anyone after Casadillas even running? Oh, okay, Samuel Jardine. Samuel Jardine. And the fastest lap belongs to DeJager, so he'll get a bonus
Right,
point.
man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
So as it stands, the Silver Championship, 10 points for John Spriggs ahead of Miles Stone, Aaron Shergill. Richard Oakes will take fourth place, and 5th place to Cedric Muir. In the Bronze Championship, we'll have a look at... I'm trying to figure out what battle we should probably start. Rob Morley's making a game at Shergill. Okay. So then it is Oral Jha currently with the win. Does he have the fastest lap? It looks like he does, but don't quote me. Ahead of Robert Volt. And then it would be Bacher. Followed by Marood. Followed by Stancer and Stewart. Followed by Badass and Cahill. And then rounding it off, it would be Hook and Matthew East. So that would give the title to Hook by 8 points over Robert Volt. Oral Jha is tied with Hook, and I believe is tied with Volt and has the tiebreaker. Gale and Stone have completed the race as well as Spriggs, so Spriggs wins for the Nissan boys. And then it's Marood, Hayter, Bacher, Stancer, Beardex, Badass, Cahill, and East. And then in the iron category, it is Ron Morley, who will leave today with the W. And I'm pretty sure the fastest lap. Yeah, fastest lap. Harvey gives it his best shot, but gets only second place. That's not going to be good enough for the title. Krammerich and Young. Championship winner will be Matthias Wiedemann, coming in 5th today. Nathan Gray, 6th. 7th will be Hansen. And then 8th, Joubert, and then Hines. And 1 point for Philip Sully. Okay. So I think I have the championship standings correct. As we finish up here, there's not really any battles to the line going on. Nathan Gray is the last person, as well as Dean Hines, to see the checkered flag. Hines is parked at the side of the road. I think he's finished. It's just the yellow flag is being put over top of... he doesn't have the checkered flag as far as the game is concerned. That's interesting. But that will be it. I think I have the standings. I have to emphasize these are very provisional standings. Want to make that super clear. Lining up the drop scores as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. For the final time this season, we will open up the chat room here for interviews and show off a car. I actually think I might have lost my custom liveries, which would be very lame. But we're about to find out. Oh no, I still have them. Well, today I think the BMW M6 is the only one that we gotta, or the M4 is really the only one. It is the champion in all categories. I don't have a custom livery to show off here, but let's see. What looks cool? The walking horse looks kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Some potential. Oh, I think I do love the ST cars. Maybe they are Canadian. Screw the Rose. Ooh, you know what? That's kind of cool. We'll go with this one. Throw up the showroom. Let's get it rolling. All right. What do we got on the interview hub here? We got a couple people. So we got a couple people in the interview here. We got Dennis Hook. We got Miles Stone. Miles, you got your hand up first. You are invited to speak.
Yo, hello.
Now, as per always, because there's always got to be an audio issue, please give me an audio check.
Yeah, let me open the stream.
Okay, no, you're good. I see your audio bar from the Discord. All right. I mean, I guess we did have our technical issue. My internet decided to die at about the 35-minute mark of the race, so the stream has been divided into two different parts, unfortunately. So I guess that was our thing. So I guess audio was like, yeah, no, we're gonna function perfectly fine, but the internet is gonna make up for it by being the internet. Miles, talk to us about your race.
Oh man. That was a crazy race. Very fun race to drive. I think it was really nice with the weather changes. Like we had wet and then the wet went down and then went up and then went down again. Like all the changes, and with the quali kind of making it a semi-reverse grid with all the silvers right in the mid grid. And then there's the bronzes at the front, and then there's the irons mixed in. It was such an amazing start. At least personally, I think I kept my head pretty clean. I had very good traffic management at the start of the few laps, and the stint was amazing. The race overall was very fun to drive, I would say. I hope everyone had fun. I think one of the best 90-minute races we had, because, well, we're not in the British tracks,
I gotta ask, what was the mindset with the whole pitting in the last 3 minutes for your second pit stop?
It's the usual strategy where at the start I had 100 liters, and when there was the tire change phase, I also changed tires and fueled enough so that I can run to the finish line. And then we still have the second pit, but since there's no fixed time refueling, the strategy is if I don't have to change tires, I just put in 1 liter of fuel. That's what me and Spriggs and I think everyone else did. Change one tire, and then the last pit you just put 1 liter in to get the second pit in, and that's it. Because there's no point of changing tires to lose time. Because
All
1 liter of
all
fuel
my
costs like 3
extrapolation,
seconds.
all my extrapolations about coming up with the perfect strategy for the third set of like dry tires, ruined by this revelation.
Yeah, I remember 2 seasons ago in Donington when I was like the only one out for like 90 minutes, and you were trying to calculate where I come out when I was on the Aston, and you thought I'm like in P15, but I had enough fuel, so I went out at like P1
Oh,
or
I figured that
P2.
one out. I noticed that the pit stops were definitely a lot quicker towards the end. It went down from about minute 10, I think, for the first pit stop, and everyone else's second was about like 40 seconds. So I had it factored in correctly for that, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if anyone didn't make the change over. There are some drivers I think may have been on some wet tires a little too long. Just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Just
personally, also I think I stayed on the wets.
Just looking at the lap times.
Yeah, I think I stayed on the wets like 1 or 2 laps too much, and then one time I spun on it, so I lost like 10 seconds.
Oh no,
or something.
I was talking you up right when you spun on stream, and I got a you
Oh,
bastard from
God,
the resand section.
it was it was on stream. No, I was out too long on the wets, and my rear left was like flaming hot, 100 degrees, and I took T1 just a bit too fast. The car just went around. I think that cost me a lot of time.
Well, needless to say, you were going to be second in the championship. It is an all BMW champions row. Dennis Hook in the bronze category, John Spriggs in the silver category, and Matthias Wiedemann in the iron category. As a result, if you look at the stream right now, the M6 the M4 is on display because it has won today.
BMW supremacy. What can we say? They won it fair and square.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Secretly, Nissan is the best car. It's okay.
I think people. I think the people who put together the best seasons picked up the W. They happen to be in BMWs.
Surely, but it was an amazing season overall. Great fights all around, and excitement. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else also enjoyed it just as much. And thank you all for racing this beautiful season. 7 races. Hope to see you again next season.
Alrighty. Next to the stage here. I'm going to save the champions for last, so we're skipping over champions. So, Professional Hater, welcome to the stage.
Hello.
Your race appeared to be of a rough variety. Tell us about it.
Honestly, I just I didn't even care about the win. I just wanted to race for fun at that point. I was just, having fun out on the track, and I don't know if it was me or Robert's fault that I don't know if you saw a crash or little tussle, but I think it was my fault when I sort of mini dive bombed him.
I think I saw you make a dive on someone that I did describe as clumsy. So I think if that was the one, then I would
no, it was like early. I think it was like 5 laps into the race.
This was pretty early. Well, it wasn't too bad. I want to make that clear, but it was a bit of an over optimistic move, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, it was very fun racing with Dennis throughout the season. Honestly, it's just a shame that I missed like one of the races because I had to wait for my PC to arrive.
Oh, nonetheless, you ended up 5th place in the bronze standings in your first season as a bronze driver. So there you go.
Eesh. Yeah, I mean it could have been better, but it is what it is. I can't complain. I had fun. At the end of the day, it's racing.
Well, that's a great attitude to have, of course, because if you're not having fun, it doesn't matter if you're winning.
Yep. Anyway, thank you for your commentary. It's always fun to listen.
No problem, no problem. Let's see here. Who's coming up next? So we got champions hands up, except for Robert Volt. As the non-champion with his hand up, welcome to the stage.
Oh, not the chat. Damn it. Nah.
Second place for Robert Volt. Were you second last season? I want to say you were.
Yeah, second actually.
All right.
It seems to be a common theme where I just happen to be first.
Runner-up positions for you. I'm. To be clear, I'm not going to be surprised if you end up in third because. Well, no, I think you're in second. I think the way I've got it worked out, at least on my little sheet here, I think Oral Ja is on maximum points possible, so and he is behind you. So, yeah, you will be second place, I do believe.
Hooray!
You scored 70 points on the season. That puts you 1 ahead of Oral Ja and 4 ahead of Adrian Marood.
Yeah, I will definitely not be rubbing it into his face at this point, but haha. But yeah, this definitely just... wait, how many points were I behind getting the first position then?
I will say this is a weird one because Dennis Hook ended up beating you by 7 points, of course, but he came in today mathematically the champion already. Maybe we'll hear from him, but I suspect that his if he was battling for the championship, his approach to this race might have been a little different.
Yeah, that was my brother apparently, but yeah, whatever. So
Hook
yeah,
finishes on 77 points. You're on 70.
yeah. Which kind of makes my DQ loss race more salty.
Oh yeah. Well, not really because that's your drop score.
Yeah.
So realistically,
oh yeah, true. Yeah, fuck.
The only way that really would have helped you out is taking points off of Dennis, and the problem is Dennis won. So even if we assume like kind of optimal performance by you winning, that's only 2 points. So I think either way. And then you're in a drop score position where you're dropping your Red Bull Ring 7th place as opposed to 0. So yeah, I think the championship for you was over before that stage. I think the championship at Imola was between Dennis and Professional Hater. Realistically, of course, Hater didn't end up scoring any points, so that kind of ended things right there.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm just really fucking happy to be in second position.
Well, you had a consistent season. I mean, I'm seeing your points in all but Imola, where you got the disqualification. You picked up yourself 2 podiums on the way. 1 Bathurst, which is a huge deal. I would say a very successful season. I would be very, very happy with that season.
Hell yeah. So, shall we look forward to a third season where I get in second?
Indeed. So you've lost out to Bacher last season, Hook this season. Who will it be next season? I'm gonna predict Oral Ja for the title next season. That's my thoughts. He just needs to start turning in a little bit more of a race performance. But he got it right today. Got the win here at Barcelona. And if he wishes to speak, hand up in the air. Anything else you would like to add, Robert?
Well, I didn't really care about the whole. There's no fixed pit times this time around, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just stick to my usual plan and just refill 60 liters.
Yeah, I would have gone full fuel. I don't think I would have done the last second pit stop idea that Spriggs and company had, because I'd be tempted to play optimal tire ball and probably lose out. Not gonna lie, probably would be the wrong idea, but I would probably try to do something with that.
And I will definitely add to the conversation, interview that when I did the second pit stop, I went for a dry tires, and I was so fucking nervous when the ACC Drive just said, "Hey, there's going to be rain the last 15 minutes." I was like, "Fuck!"
There was a bit of a sprinkle, but it was not too bad.
Yeah, and then I began to see that, hey, I'm starting to pick up the pace. Oh, I'm putting down faster lap times than I did in the wet. So at that point, it was just full-on confidence, big balls out.
Oh yeah, there was a period in the race there where the fastest lap was getting beaten by like like half a second per lap.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
Also,
can also just
shout out to Ron Morley if he's listening or wants to talk later. Ron Morley, for a solid like 3-lap period, had the fastest lap of the race, and he was an iron driver. So there you go.
yeah, definitely. Congratulations to that guy. And I'm just happy. I'm also happy to see that I did have a few laps where I had the session best.
I believe Oral scooped up the fastest lap point right at the end, and that denied you. But by that point there was nothing in the championship to pick between you. Like I said, I think what the numbers I have up here are the best case for Oral Jaw, and that will give you second place.
Yeah. I did have the fastest lap for a while. I can't really remember how many laps it was, but it was. It did happen.
Let's see here. Robert Volt fastest lap 47.462. Oral Jaw 47.185. The fastest overall lap for the session was Ulrich de Jager at 1:45.785.
It did happen during the wet session, so that will also be whatever.
No,
I will take that as a win anyways.
solid performance.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you would like to add?
No, not really. I'm done.
All right, Felix Kramrich, we're inviting you to the stage.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
thank you.
I've got you in 4th place in the championship, in the Iron Championship. Do not quote me on that. That may change. I don't know. Because, for example, I have you tied with Ron Morley, and I'm not sure what the tie-breaking procedure is.
Yeah, I mean, never mind. This is my first season here, so I'm really happy to. I had a really, really fun season. Made 2 wins this season. Especially, I'm proud for Bathurst because I survived. But in this race, it was fun. I had good racing with Matthias. I messed up in one corner, so I'm sorry for that, Matthias. Because it ended with crash, not with my car, but with another car because he wanted to avoid me. So I'm sorry for this. And lap 1 was really chaotic. Maybe one of the biggest chaos in my racing so far. I'm also happy with consistency during the season. I couldn't participate in all races, but in those I had, it was really fun. So guys, I hope to have. I wish you all and me also to have fun and even better season next time. And yeah, I will not take much time for the champions. So you can take the stage further.
Alrighty, we have one non-champion with their hand up. That is Oral Jaw. Welcome to the stage. Today's bronze winner, the conqueror of the pole position, the Juan Pablo Montoya Award, with 5 consecutive poles to end the season. How did you feel about the season and today's effort?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, beginning of season, I was my first competitive racing, so I was not good at all. But after I started to get on the speed. And I'm happy that I could show my raw pace in qualifying. But middle of season, I got trouble to get up to speed in a race. But it looked like these 3 last race, I can finally do good race, so it's good. So I'm happy about the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, 3
and
podiums.
I'm also happy that I can snatch a win at the end.
Yeah, picked up a win, picked up 3 podiums in the last 4 races. Like I said, the 5 poles. There's obviously the division is on notice.
Yeah, but I'll probably go silver next season, so it will be more complicated.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, also, yeah.
Fantastic win today in changing conditions, and I think you were the top finishing non-front engine car, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, yeah. Yeah, true.
Anything else
Yeah,
you'd like
but
to say?
I get lucky, I think, because my first in my fuel was running out about right when a few minutes before the rain stopping, so that was lucky for me. Then I was able to go dry. I was really slow at the beginning because no temp, but after that I get faster. And I don't know how I overtake Volt in a race, but at the second speed up, I just didn't jump tire and stay dry with a little bit of fuel. Maybe that's why, I'm not sure.
It's hard to work it out. There's a lot of moving parts, of course, with that kind of thing, because there's a lot of other cars. There's the changing conditions. Some people got their pit stop
Yeah,
perfect
that's why
today,
I didn't expect it
and
because second stint I was like a lot behind Volt, I think. So yeah, but yeah, I guess I got lucky, so it's good. I'm happy about that.
also just like traffic, of course. Definitely some people got unlucky in that regard, getting caught up behind slower cars that were on,
Yep.
let's put it this way, non-standard strategies.
Yeah, but we work out.
All right, so we're going to go to the champions now because they're the
Yeah,
three with
and
their
last thing
hands
I
up.
want to say is congrats to Dennis for the championship
Excellent.
on
We'll start at
yeah
the
on all bronze also.
We'll start at the bottom with the Iron Champion, Matthias Wiedemann. Welcome to the stage once it lets you in. There we go.
Thank you very much.
A
Yeah,
move to the
really,
BMW and victory in the championship this season out of complete consistency.
indeed, this was, I think, was the deciding factor because I never had the pole position. So Brandon, I think, had 3. Sean had 2 pole positions. I think also this race, not sure who really got it. I think it was again Sean. So
Sean got
they
his
really battled it
second of the
out.
season today, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from a pure speed perspective, these guys are definitely faster than me, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go to bronze as well. I don't have the pure speed, but I think consistency really was the deciding factor this season because I think it crashed like 1 or 2 times overall. Red Bull was like 2 self-inflicted spins from me, so this was just plain stupid. So I had a pretty solid lead coming into our last race. I know Brandon had to win, and I basically have to screw it up completely. So I basically was playing it safe for
I believe
this
we worked it
race.
out that a top 4 today would have gotten you the title regardless of what Brandon did.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, this race, Sean took away the pole position already in the qualifying. So I know this is 1 point taking away from Brandon, which was great. And yeah, then I saw that he's also not on the top of Iron, so I was kind of relieved. My race was going pretty smooth until I did a stupid mistake and hit the pit limiter. And while being in the pit lane, got a stop and go 30 towards the end. But yeah, it was this definitely was overall a good race as well. Consistent, not fast, but I'm happy.
Well, I think it would be a bit ironic if Sean Young were promoted to bronze this season after winning the title last season and not getting promoted. But I suppose.
Yeah, but I know his pace graphs, and I've seen his quali times, his training times. I have seen his times when we were on the Thursday race server sometimes together, and he's ahead of Silver. So he's really putting out great times and has great speed now. And yeah, he's also part of my team, which is really cool. So I hope we will win the team championship as well. Cyber Racing, Dennis as well. So I think for the first overall season, this was really a very, very good effort. Shout out to all of my teammates. We were sharing setups, exchanging all of the tips, and this worked out really, really well.
I'd imagine you're the champions just because I can't think of any other team that had the same kind of consistency on the year.
I'm not sure how the other teams
size
did.
would be the thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think Los Patos Hermanos, they were pretty close as well, or they had six guys racing as well as Christian's team, their track tool team. But Christian wasn't racing today. We were also only racing with 5 people today, but we had a pretty solid lead. But I have no idea how the guys in Server 1 scored and where they ended up with.
Oh, okay. So the
I hope we can.
teams also include server 1. Okay, then I have no idea.
Yeah, neither do I. So
I've
this
only
will
been
be kind
following
of a
this
surprise. Yeah, but yeah, overall it was really fun and really enjoyed the season. If you would have told me ahead of the season that I'm gonna win Iron, I would have said, yeah, no way. Sean definitely will take it. Brandon was really, really fast as well. So I had great battles with him as well as with Felix today. So really enjoyed it, and yeah, looking forward already to the next season.
Yeah, it does look like a really interesting bronze field or iron field if it doesn't get changed. Obviously, you had your consistency and solid efforts with 5 podiums. We saw Brandon pick up 4 podiums, 2 podiums for Sean Young, 3 podiums for Felix Kramrich, and then obviously Ron Morley late in the season making a stance, and also he wasn't here today, but Max Cruz.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, it could be really, 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 really interesting next season if things don't get changed. Also, if Thomas Boris can actually show up to all the races, that would be another option there as well. And a couple other guys who I think just are a little bit of a half step away from being really putting something together, like Nathan Gray, Andreas Hansen, Lucas Joubert, who was in the late grids, also looks like somebody who could be an interesting factor as well.
Yeah, we had some really, really good battles going on throughout various races. So really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the season with all of my Iron drivers. So yeah, looking forward already for next season.
You get the Alain Prost Award for most drop points in a season. There you go.
Nice.
All right, we'll bring the bronze champion, Dennis Hook, who kind of got his championship accepted speech back in Illinois because he was mathematically the champion coming into today, but it is now official. Well, not official. Preliminary?
It's cemented. I guess we can say it's cemented.
Well, I mean, we're working on my math here. I don't know. Maybe my math is wrong.
We got a double, triple, quadruple checked. Mathematically, yeah, last race I was the champion, but still, hey.
Yeah, you win the title by 7 points over Robert Volt, by 8 points over Oral Shaw, and by 11 points over Adrian Maroud. So it looks really, really close. It wasn't really because you came today with the title wrapped up and didn't have a really good day. So talk to us about racing essentially for nothing but pride.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that particularly. Like, I was still driving for the team. The team championship was still on the line, which I really hope we win. Together with Matthias, with Matt East, our boy Malmy in server 1, and who the fuck am I forgetting? Oh yeah, Shanu. Yep, forgetting Shanu. Oh yeah, and Sean Young. Jesus, I'm missing a lot of guys. I feel bad. No, but yeah, the race. Yeah, just not my best performance. I'll just keep it at that. Missed up my pit stops. Got a drive through. One pit stop didn't give me fuel, which was required, so I had to pit again. Weather change. Like, it was a fun race overall, but I just did not have the consistency nor the pace to keep up. So yeah, it is what it is. I thought I was going to do better, but the result was P8 was the best I could do. So I hope that in the end result is going to be enough.
I think you might actually be P9.
Oh, well, that's even worse then.
Let me just do the quick count here. Yeah, I have you P9. Now, of course, I could be wrong, but that is where I am.
I don't think you are. Okay, then P9 it is, which is even worse, but yeah.
Oh, well.
I just hope that my teammates that scored better positions will gain us enough points to stay ahead, because Los Pablos Hermanos is a team that's closest to us with a 40-something-ish difference. a 48 point difference. So yeah, we'll see. And then there's track tool team, but I mean with Christian not being there, I doubt they'll get the points needed to get close. So we'll see what it comes down to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anything else you want to say before we move on to the grand finale, our silver champion?
Yes, I just want to say thank you to you for streaming most of the races. Tons of fun watching back. I want to thank everyone in Server 2 that I've raced against. It was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to next season. And of course, I gotta thank my team for the names that I've already mentioned. And yeah, I can't. If we end up winning the team's title, then I can't wait to defend it with them in next season.
Well, hopefully you get to do that, and I look forward to watching it next season.
Thank you.
All right, we bring it all around to the man they call Moley, the man they call John Spriggs.
Hey.
The man who started this season as a bronze driver and has now won the silver championship. Tell us about the season. I do believe your debut here in Evolution Racing Academy.
Oh, it's an amazing season. Lots of good races. Like, everyone was super clean. Like, I can't believe how clean everyone was today with the mixed conditions. It was so exciting. Like, ERA's put on like an amazing race. It's so much fun. That was brilliant. I was like the starter race. Like, I was blown away by Miles Stone. He was flying. Like, he was just passing cars so quickly. I was like left for dust. I was thinking, oh well, I'm just gonna have to do my laps. But it was such a fun race.
I think the Nissans really aced their wet weather setup. All three Nissans were flying in the early section of the race.
No, one of the Nissans that I was watching when I was behind him, he was drifting most of the corners. It was quite fun to watch. Like it was a handful.
That's what they do. Also, Milestone, Matt Gill ended up on the podium, so two Nissans on the podium. So they were just strong in general. I think El Perry would have had a really good result today as well, if not for some unfortunateness in the late stages.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Which seems to be the El Perry game plan.
Yeah, I don't know what card to pick for next season. I'm not sure. Like, I went with the BM because that's what the Wise Racing team are using. But I think next season I'm going to try something different.
I mean, there is a car.
Yeah.
The Audi calls your name, sir. The Audi calls.
I don't know about the Audi.
Come to the dark side.
I don't think it's not LFM bopped, is it? The Audi.
I'm pretty sure it is. We had one in the field this season, Jeffrey Bacher.
Oh, cool.
I just think that it's distinctly unpopular. So
I could give it a try. But yeah, I was thinking I'd like to try the Honda. Like, I've always found that quite exciting. Probably above my pay grade, but it should be fun.
It's fun, but I want to see some Audis. I want to see that car present on the grid. Having only one of them is just not cool.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. See,
there's not a hefty supply of Hondas, but there's a couple. There was, I think, 5 over the course of the season. So, Jackson Biddle, Lucas Geese, Samuel Jardine, Adrian Marood. I think there was a 5th one that I'm forgetting. Yeah, there was, because somebody was running the same livery as Lucas Geese. They were both running the Up Garage Honda, and I was mistaking them for each other. So there was for sure a 5th one.
Oh, nice.
All right. So, any final thoughts here? You get the final word on the season.
Thank you everyone for the brilliant racing. Yeah, looking forward to the next season. It's a shame it's such a long wait, but so looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll find some other racing to do in between.
I mean, my vocal.
But yeah, it's going to be fun.
My vocal cords need a rest, so let's
I bet. Yeah, you've done an excellent job. Are you going to continue? I hope so.
That is the plan.
Yeah. Nice. Good stuff. I don't know how you found the time. It's brilliant. That's good.
It just kind of fit into a nice little spot in my schedule where it's like, yeah, I can do that live.
Nice.
It's a shame. It's a shame that the dynamic duo had to be broken up after just 2 races, but oh well.
Ah,
As I had the man you are familiar with me, but he is not here.
you always got your banter in the other community, so you always got your teamwork there. But it's good.
All right. So anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. It's been a great season. I missed Red Bull Ring, and I'm kind of annoyed by that because technical problems robbed me, and I tried. It did not work. The fruits of my labors can be found on the YouTube page. And then Imola was a little bit choppy, but I think we're back to normal today. Although the internet did take a poop. But hopefully that I've got that ironed out for next season. And after 2 seasons of screwing about, season 3 for me and season 14 for you lot will hopefully go smooth. Look forward to seeing the battles next season. And this season was, I think, better than last season. Last season had some lopsided results, but this season things went down to the end with the iron and the silver championships, and all 3 championships were actually quite competitive. So that's great. I will see you guys next